records?
I was playing a show at the Clover Club near Swifton, Arkansas, in 1959, and we didn't have anybody. We had the bartender, that was all. And Benny and Scotty Kirkendall and me. And so we left to go home and stopped at the Bobby King's, who had a house full, had a parking lot full. Sonny Burgess and the Pacers were playing there. Well, Sonny Burgess and Bobby Brown and Johnny Welker, who were Bobby Brown and Curios formerly, were playing with him. And we knew Bobby and Johnny, but I knew Sonny, but I was not personally acquainted with him at the time. And Bobby saw us in the crowd. He said, "Why don't you guys come up and do a little on our break?" I said, "Okay," so we did. And when we got finished, Vaden, Bobby introduced me to Vaden, and he said, Armin said, "I like what you do at football, would you like to cut a record?" And I should have said, "Of course not. I'm going to go to college. I'm going to become a doctor, a lawyer, something like that. Actually make some money at it." And, but no, I said, Sergeant, I said, "Yes, sir, I want to be a rock and roll star." He said, "Okay, be at KLCN radio station next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock and we'll cut a record." And we did.
Well, there's a funny story behind two of your most famous songs. You only had one written. Now, what did you have to do that? Now, you had an A-side, but he said, "Guys, got to have a B-side."
That's what I call a ball first. It had already been written by Richard Manning a few months before, and we had actually recorded it as Sun, but we never finished that record as Sun, so it never got released. And so we re-recorded the same song again that night at KLCN, and Arlen said, "You got another song?" And we said, "No." I had a couple, but they all laughed when I sang them. So Benny said, "I got one," and he sang like a verse of Honeybug. And Layden said, "Okay." Benny said, "It's not finished." And Layden said, "How long did it take you to finish it?" And he said, "About 2 minutes." So Benny and I went into the record library and wrote 2 lines, and that was the end of the song. And I couldn't tell you today which one I wrote. I wrote one of them, but I'm not sure which. But anyway, we went back in and cut the thing maybe 2 or 3 times, and I think the first cut was the one that we used on the record.
And of course, you could retire today on some of those records fetched. Do you have any of those records laying around?
Actually, I have a couple.
Yes, I do. Fetching quite a bit then.
No,
well, how does it feel to be here 50 years later, almost at the date that you all got together? How does it feel to see everybody and kind of reminisce with everybody?
Well, it aches in my back and in my knees and my joints.
Old age.
I can't hear good sometimes. I can see, but old age, yeah. But I'll tell you this, though, when we hit that stage, all that goes away.
Now, I'm going to paraphrase it, but someone told you this, but you've repeated this story. You've told me that you're kind of like a club. Tell us that story.
Glenn told me that. We were in Green Bay, Wisconsin at a big show, and we were standing out in the hall by the Three Clans ballroom, I think it was, near the stage door. Glenn said, "Larry, we're like a club." He said, "But it's a club nobody else can join. And when we're gone, that's it. There will be no more. You'll never again hear any live music from an original rock and roll 50s star, because there won't be any more."
So in other words, enjoy it, folks.
Enjoy it while you can, no matter what you have to pay for it.
Well, Larry, Donn, it's a pleasure as always.
Oh, no, it's a pleasure.
Thank you very much for having us.
And my best to all the fans everywhere who like rock and roll music and what we did back in the 50s. Thanks a lot.